Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and a very happy new year to you all, wherever you may be. 2020 may have been a challenge for reasons we don't need to explain, but from a Visordown perspective, it was a record one, as more of you lovely people logged onto our website, engaged in our social media channels, and viewed more of our videos than ever before. So before we begin, may I be the first to say thank you. Merci, danke, gracias, grazie, obrigado, arigatou gozaimasu, xie, danyavad, tarima kasi for making 2020 the best year ever for us. And apologies for any mispronunciations there. However, since 2020 was so last year now, we are looking deep into the eyes of 2021, now for a full rundown of the new machinery coming up for your hard-earned cash. We've already highlighted the bikes we especially cannot wait for, but this is the full list, and believe me, there are many new models coming. So as long as you haven't spent all of your savings on those lockdown snacky snacks, check out what you could be saving up for, and hopefully we can all ride free and easy once again. Strap in here because there are so many new or revised Hondas coming online in the coming weeks, we really could have made an entire video just about them. While some changes are bigger than others, it's fair to say Honda, as by far the world's biggest motorcycle manufacturer, haven't tinkered too much with the winning formula, with new models mostly restricted to tweaks on the skin and zhuzhed up with some kit levels. The big ones, however, are the revised CB1000R, which looks as handsome as ever but now represents better value, while the X-adv scooter adventure crossover remains as balmy and engaging as ever, to continue what has been something of an unexpected success story for the brand in Europe. At the upper end of the scale, there is one brand new model to get excited about, the CMX 1100 Rebel, which represents an exciting new entry for Honda. Building on the cool but modest CMX 500 Rebel and turning it into a big bore cruiser, it is something many have been crying out for ever since the 500 was launched. We've also had a substantial update for the mid-range crossover, the NC750X, plus an overhaul for the big-selling CB125R, and also the fantastic little Grom, which remains as charming and as bonkers as you'll ever get from Honda. Also, there is the new CB350, or as it's known in its target market of India, the Highness. That's H'-ness, if you didn't already know. It's not confirmed to be coming to Europe, but there are big calls to do so, not least because it is expected to spawn a Scrambler and a Cafe version too, as well as being offered at a bargain basement price. And of course, being Honda, the massive selling scooter ranges have been given perhaps the biggest overhaul of all, with, big breath here, the Forza, PCX 125, SH350i, SH Mode 125 and Vision 110 all getting major updates for 2021. BMW has been busy updating its model range to bring it up to Euro 5 standard, but it also took the chance to overhaul some key models, including the S1000R Naked, which strips down the latest S1000RR to create a sharper, more tech-laden successor to the popular model. Speaking of the S1000RR, BMW has set its sights firmly on world domination on track, with the winged and more powerful homologation special, the M1000RR, the first BMW motorcycle to wear the firm's hallowed M branding. Boasting a clever electronics brain that'd probably fare better than any of us on a quiz show, the limited run is intended for specialists only, but is otherwise designed to beat all comers in the World Superbike Championship. Also new for 2021, the R1250RT gets its first major overhaul since 2014, with radar cruise control, revised styling and lashings of features to munch those long miles more easily, while the big beefy boxer cruiser, the R18, gets a more practical classic variant. At the other end of the scale, we also have an update for the entry point into the BMW range, the Indian manufactured G310, which gets tweaks to its styling and equipment on both the R and GS models. Judging by our traffic figures, you have a big soft spot for Royal Enfield, and we can see why. Its honest, affordable and retro desirable models have allowed the Indian firm to expand globally, which is why its bread and butter new offering, the Meteor 350, is so crucial in that it will sell like hotcakes in India and should allow it to make inroads into the European market too. With dozens of new models in the pipeline over the next couple of years, we couldn't possibly predict them all, but we know an updated Himalayan is coming, potentially with more power, while a cruiser loosely based on the brilliant KX concept has been spotted on test recently. Bimota is back and bolder than ever, and thanks to big investment from Japanese giants Kawasaki, you had to go back a long way to find the iconic Italian marque looking this strong. First up from Bimota in 2021 will be the exclusive and frankly bonkers Tezzy H2, which goes on formal sale, boasting hub centre steering, slap-in-the-face styling, and the Kawasaki H2 Source 228 horsepower supercharged engine. With a price tag of around £45,000, this isn't your average runaround, but in a world of emissions targets and noise silencing, what's the harm in a dose of Exotica to widen our eyes and make us feel like kids again with a poster on a bedroom wall? If the Tezzy H2 is too much of, well, everything, then the range will be expanded by a more manageable KB4, which takes the Kawasaki Ninja 1000 SX and transforms it into a slinky cafe racer that harks back to Bimotas of old. Triumph celebrates the new year with the Trident 660 going on sale, a machine we tested in December and was certainly very impressed with. It's got some stiff opposition to beat, with its sporty styling, triple-cylinder engine and desirability in a market that, while lucrative, isn't exactly the most exciting. We think the British firm is onto a winner. Meanwhile, given it is a new platform, we anticipate there will be more 660 models on the way, including a Sportster version and maybe even a Tiger version. Speaking of the Tiger, it's trimmed the weight and some horses to come in a new 850 Sport variant, one that prioritises longer range mile munching over go-anywhere ability. Harley-Davidson was enough to hold off on the autumn jamboree of launching new models, but that's because it will host a big 2021 model year extravaganza later this month, complete with Aquaman himself, Jason Momoa, on presenting duties. As such, we're expecting a couple of potential surprises. However, we know for sure this will be the formal launch of the Pan America, Harley's hotly anticipated foray into the lucrative adventure market. A prototype of the Pan America has been doing the rounds for a while now, so we already know what it will look like, which is something that may or may not be a good thing depending on your opinion. But the big news will be learning just how much oomph the new 1250cc Revolution Max engine is packing, because it will form the basis for a number of new models coming up. As for what else could be on show, well, the custom Sportster concept could be revealed in a more production-ready clothing, at a time when the Sportster ranges are being axed across Europe due to non-Euro 5 compliance. Well, in a year that saw Harley undergo a major overhaul behind the scenes to stem the flow of declining sales and revenue, we should find out more about how it plans to continue doing so, and which models it is planning to assist in that. We are personally hoping to see an update to the Livewire too, either in styling or electrics, or maybe even an adventure variant inspired by its use in the long way up. One model unlikely to be shown but definitely on its way though is the 338R, Harley's Chinese origin low budget naked, which is set to give it an affordable foothold in the crucial Asian market, and is unlikely to be sold in Europe or North America. There isn't much occurring down at Moto Guzzi at the moment, with its fresh metal limited to 2 more versions of its signature V73 range, which now come in stone and special variants. As ever, they're achingly cool, but definitely left field choice in their markets, at least anywhere outside of Italy. Using Moto E as its global racing platform and boasting a sales growth in the hundreds of %, Energica has released a new racing-inspired version of its electric sports bike, the Ego RS. Featuring tuned electronics, the RS now hits 60 miles an hour in a blinkingly fast 2.6 seconds. So that's it from me for now. Naturally, this isn't everything right here, but there are just so many new models coming up in 2021 that we just had to give you 2 videos, where part 2 will feature the likes of Yamaha, KTM and much, much more. So, go get your intermission run to the loo and purchase an expensive little tub of ice cream. And if you don't understand that, then you're definitely under 30 years old, and get comfortable to watch part 2 for the many new motorcycles winging their way to you in 2021.